I'm Patty Dunn with All Done Designs, and I'm doing a chat of the month for the Crosstalk cell phone carrier. And there's a beautiful embossed look you can make with free motion embroidery. And so I would like to show you how to set that up. It's very, very easy. And if you've never done it before, you will love it. First thing I'm going to do is set up my machine. It's going to have the feed dogs are down. I'm working on the back side of the fabric, so I want the color that I desire will be in the bobbin, because that's what's going to show on the top. You can work it on the top. It's up to you, but it's easier to put the design on something that's light. In this case, I chose that. And so I need both of my threads up above the plate, and then I'm going to use this interfacing, maybe, I don't know what it's really called. It's a form type stuff that will help give body to the product that you're using, like purses. It really works well. And it has a fusible side so that you can fuse this on the fusible side, and then it will stay in place. I haven't really tacked it down very well, but in the case of this fabric, it's faux leather, and so I put a parchment paper over top of that so that it doesn't stick to the iron, and it'll glide through that. Okay, so I'm just going to be on a straight stitch, and I am going to start, well, let's just pretend like I'm going to start this way and come toward me, because I want to show you different ways you can do this. Always put your presser foot down. Sometimes you can't tell that you didn't put it down because it's not going to be straight against the feed dog. So be sure and just go and put that down before you start. Otherwise, you're going to have a big rat's nest. So the first thing I'm going to do is take one stitch, lift the presser foot, and pull the bobbin thread to the top. And so now I have both of my threads above the fabric, which helps to make it look nice and clean at the beginning. And so now, because my feed dogs are down, and I'm going to just take a couple of stitches, and I'm going to trim this off. And then my feed dogs are down, so I have to do the motion with this. And the neat thing is I can go any way I want to go. So the best thing to do is to stitch with your presser foot faster, but move slower. Because the slower that I go, the harder it is for me to keep straight. And so, if you notice, as I pick up speed, it works a little easier. Now I'm going to show you that you can actually turn this sideways, and you can make the same stitching moving sideways, backwards, and into this little crease here. I'm going to go up a little further than what I wanted to do. And then I'm just going to drag my thread, and I'll cut that later, just because I don't like to have to bring my thread back up again. So if you miss, don't worry. Now this time I'm going to follow myself down to this other little swirl so that I didn't have to stop. And I'm just going to follow it around, and notice that I'm moving the fabric, and it's like the pen is straight and the fabric is moving. So it's like drawing, and one of the most, I'm just going to put a little curly Q right on the top. One of the most best ways to maybe practice is to just sit and write your name. So here's all I did. It's very, 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 very easy. And do you see? You start with a very easy pattern or design, and you will end up with something very cool. And so this design right here is on my website. It's the chat of the month for February. There's the back. It's a little cell carrier, and it's got a fancy little button, and then it's lined on the inside. And it's nice and sturdy so that your cell phone won't get hit or damaged. And I also was experimenting. So here's this design, the same design, excuse me, but I have stippled into the spaces that were empty. So if you look on the back side, you can see that I stippled. This is the back side of the fabric. And do you notice how much packed down it is now? And just those little designs show. And then this was one more that I did. Let me move back just a little bit so you can see it. Excuse me. This right here is the same thing, only when I transferred the fabric, the design onto the fabric, it was actually a stencil. So you can use stencils, you can use designs of any kind. You just have to transfer them on. This is the back side. It's a lighter color, so it's a little easier to see. It's harder for me to put my design on a black base than it is to do it on a white base. And so I hope you'll go and try it. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.